looks around, looks at the Skizral. You, as you take care of your work, could you be so dear as to keep eyes, or perhaps even web the ground around the Hall of the Lord, so that you can sense whenever someone nears and take a look at who they are?
The Skizral shift about, and then Skethix says, "Yes, perhaps. It will take some time. The ground is large."
She nods. That is understandable. I know you have much work to do, making this place into your home.
Indeed, matron.
And then looks to Rain. Brother, I would feel safer if I had you near me.
As you
I shall
request.
move a bed to the armory outside my bedroom.
Very well, my sister.
And,
do you feel watches for anyone else will be necessary?
Says, I think Zakari can take care of Trislin all right. Zyn and Rilinid, I suppose you are capable of protecting yourselves for the time being. As Rilinid states, he does not think that you would be targeted as much as me, for obvious reasons.
I would like to note for the side of Trislin, if she was to fall asleep, Zakari would not be able to remain here from what we've seen.
Well, you're not. I suppose you would all sleep in the Hall of Lords, regardless.
I just believe keeping Trislin close to one of the others, possibly Zyn, might be a good idea.
That's as you wish. She would look to Zyn. Brother, you would find me a couple of capable guards and post them at the doors.
I will try, yes. Perhaps they don't have to be capable, but rather more trustworthy than others.
Give them the orders to keep watch out for anyone.
Yes.
She nods. Then I shall retire to my chambers. I am actually rather exhausted after the battle, and Agaris needs attention. She will also look to Rilinid. Have you taken good care of our dear dwarf?
Rilinid quickly said, I do believe that he was placed within will be my quarters within the Hall of the Lord. I will make sure that he has found accommodations to his liking.
Good. Then perhaps you could make use of your skills and ensure that he does not expire when you extract a small bowl of blood from him for me.
Rilinid tilts his head. You would not have me attend you as a fawning sycophant, my lady?
I never know when you are serious or not, dear brother. But I will require the blood of the said dwarf, and I would like it before I go to bed. I hope you have the instruments necessary.
if I so willed it.
That's good. I will be expecting it soon then.
Very well.
She nods and turns to make her way to the Hall of Lord.
Rain will follow under Alauneari's request.
And then we'll probably look for the guards that seem to be doing the most useless task ever, since they are most likely not affiliated with the sergeant anyway. And we'll look for the most capable looking one and tell them to guard the Hall of the Lords, which should be a great reward for them doing something actually useful.
All right.
This room is so small.
Yes. It's not built for people like you.
At least they have high ceilings.
Yeah, that's true. And you're not really, being drow, you're not really fat or anything, so you can quite easily walk down these hallways.
Sister,
Tristan?
can I have the other room?
Swinging a sword in them might be a bit harder, though.
The other room.
I believe she's referring to the luxury room.
Just the treasury or the guest room. Claim whichever one you wish for now.
Okay.
She makes the bed ready.
Toilet!
Said Rain. We will have to carry a bed from one of the barracks into this room adjacent to mine.
Very, very well. I assume I have full permission to make it fitting how I wish it to be.
Yes, that should be fine.
I know that Rain will go ahead and, drag a bed in here, put all the little things he'll need around, so he's just adequate for him to sleep in.
When can Tristan have some candy?
Not now.
Yeah, Alauneari will pick out a box of candy. Bring it to Tristan, because she has been behaving rather well,
Yes.
and she deserves a reward. You can have some of the candy, just eat it yourself, and savor it.
Tristan will be very happy and smile very happily.
All right. Let's see. You wanted some drow guards. Let's see here.
They will be told to report pretty much absolutely everything, regardless of how mundane it might seem. Anyone approaching, anyone looking funny.
Well, no one really has anything to do up here unless they want to report.
Well, yeah. But maybe they are ambitious enough to keep reporting to Zyn even when they are not on guard.
Yeah.
And if
Sure.
they prove trustworthy, maybe they might be bright times ahead of them.
Sure.
They're like shorter with the master key. Lock all the doors.
Okay.
Poor Rain, he only gets that little room with swords.
Well, technically it's the same size as everyone else's rooms, really.
You don't have a bed.
As I said, I dragged a bed in from the barracks and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Converted it out.
I have a toilet.
Congratulations.
Roll that candy, you'll need it.
Exactly.
No.
Oh, goodness. Well, evening slowly passes in the House of Lords. At some point, however, the sergeant
Oh god.
will come calling. One of the drow guards standing guard will, go and inform Rae'nkalar, who's in the guard room, and Zyn that the sergeant Tarlan is here to give his report.
Well, Zyn will probably assume that Rain is going to get Alauneari, and then he will go meet him. Since Rilinid has said himself that he is useless, so he's not going to get him. That's of course not
Absolutely
true.
not.
All right. The sergeant steps in. My lords, I have conducted a scouring of the town. We did find the missing group leader.
Oh,
He is dead.
No surprise there.
by your weapons?
No. We found him with his neck broken in one of the alleys, hidden underneath a pile of refuse.
His cloak gone?
Yes, indeed.
That can be expected then. Were there any signs that it was the gnomes who did it?
It is difficult to say, my lady. The gnomes could have done it, but since the neck is broken, they would have needed to, I am guessing, climb him for that to be achieved.
No.
There wasn't too many signs of struggle. I think it was over rather quick.
Someone trusted then?
He nods. Yes, perhaps.
Good. Well, we have that taken care of then. For the time being, we know that there's a traitor among us. We don't know who.
Zyn knows.
Preciously few leads. She looks at the sergeant. Says, "So, Sergeant, it befalls me that we do not know too much about you."
The sergeant throws a quick glance at Zyn and then straightens his back. Perhaps not, my lady. We are all strangers in a way. He gives a crooked smile. The army is not. Well, this is the first war we have fought, the first battle we have fought.
Yes, but why were you in Bothas?
I had nowhere else to go, my lady. As many of the others in Bothas, I came there because I had to.
But why?
It seems to swallow and consider. I did some work years ago that turned sour. A client was dissatisfied with the result, and since the client was well connected, I had to flee. I made my way through the world as a mercenary, but steadily my options dwindled, and one of the few only possible works I could find was one of the outposts of Therisia, and as such I searched I found my way to Bothas.
That's a common enough story, I'm sure.
I suppose so, my lady. The places like Bothas seems to attract that kind of story.
And this kind of work, does it work as assassinations?
Shifts on his foot. I have killed before, my lady, if that is what you are asking.
Not so good at it.
He shrugs. I am skilled enough, I assume. Oh. I am by no means a master. I have not gone to the blood temples to train with the priests and the sisters. But if you live as I have, a certain necessity to defend oneself arise.
Yes. All right then. What do you think the next move of our traitor will be?
Seems to consider. I am unsure, my lady. If we indeed have a assassin sneaking about, the most likely move would be, of course, to gain entrance to your person. That seems the most logical step. Try to find a way into a favored or secure position close to you, most like, so the deed would be done easy.
She nods. Such as?
It is not my place really to suggest such a thing, my lady, but perhaps a confidant, a advisor,
Sergeant.
He sets his jaws. Perhaps, my lord.
Alauneari nods. Says, yes, I believe you are correct in that matter. I am not, of course, saying you are guilty of anything, Sergeant, but I think you have a very capable mind. And I would like to put it again to test. I hope you will take some precautions regarding this. Currently, we have very little to go on, but when they move, we shall be ready.
Indeed.
Resume normal activity, search the city, find out who exactly are doing what, make sure we keep track of where people go.
I will do my best, my lady. The men needs to move around in smaller groups to keep control over the city. Complete surveillance is not possible, I'm afraid.
You know, that is understandable. You've been doing a good job. Make sure to allow the soldiers a good amount, good meals. That's right.
As you
Long
say,
day.
we will avail ourselves of the gnomish kitchens then.
And keep night posts. I guess keep constant vigilance.
Always, my lady. He salutes, throws a glance at Zyn.
Can I do a sense motive check?
Yes, you certainly can.
God damn it.
What did I miss? Did you do something?
He seems... let's see, 14.
Look at this giant table I have here.
If you roll an 11, you get this result. A 12, you get this one.
He seems to be, meaning what he's saying.
That's a failure then.
I believe I seem sincere. It must be a lie.
Does Alauneari want to do a sense motive?
No, Alauneari does not want to.
Okay.
Why would she?
Did Zyn do something to him since he's looking at Zyn?
Zyn said that he is the assassin.
Then it's pretty much accusing him openly. even though he's just changed his mind about him. Yes, mind games.
Oh, crafty drow.
You should have let Tristan go with you. Zakari's very good at that stuff.
Alauneari will nod to him and says, "You have done good work, Sergeant. Reward yourself."
She smiles. At your service, my lady.
Yeah. Before Alauneari leaves, then would still like to talk to her without the sergeant knowing or being
the
able
sergeant
to
will look at you, my lords, salute to Zyn and Rae'nkalar, and then he will leave.
Yeah.
If anyone stops him.
He will look at Alauneari and say, it's not him, it can't be. He is either very naive, in which case, well, we don't have anything to fear from him, or he is very smart, in which case he would not have failed. But I would like him to believe for a little while longer that we maybe, suspect him of being the assassin. Maybe that might motivate him to search harder. But I don't think it's him. He presented himself too openly. He almost suggested that it might be him, which is, as I said, either a very stupid or a very smart move.
She nods. Yes, I don't think we have much to fear from him either. If you wanted this, he could have you spent the time he did spend simply taking control of the troops. And by now, he would not have to hide and seek or need to kill anyone to enter this place. We were in here. He would not have need to execute the guards. Just simply have entered. The person who was trying to get in here was someone the guards would not have allowed to simply walk in. Why else would it be necessary?
I still think the assassination of the guards was a setup to plant the evidence where we would like to see it. It's too convenient in a way. A proof that might even accuse the sergeant, since he did have a ripped cloak. It's too convenient.
Yes. But we know now that it is a setup.
So we suspect. We should not take anything as truth quite yet.
Of course not. However, I need to consult Garrus. So, things will be clearer in the morning, I'm sure.
Perhaps.
Alright, you go to sleep?
Yeah.
Alright.
So how long does a non-spellcaster have to sleep to be considered not exhausted or anything?
I'm unsure. Generally it is 8 hours.
8 hours. So.
8 hours to rest. Jonas?
Yes?
Does this door open inwards or outwards?
Inwards. All of the doors open inwards into rooms.
So we lock them.
Yes, definitely
At
lock
least
them.
Alauneari locks the one to her bedroom.
Definitely.
If I have the ability to, I will lock this door. I was hoping it opened outwards, because in that case, I was planning to have it like a rope attached to this and then attached to the weapon rack. So if anyone opened the door during the night, it would just pull the weapon rack open and I'd wake up.
Well, with some rope trickery, I'm sure you can set something like that up.
I mean,
yeah.
Just take a lot of weapons and then place them against the door. And when they open it, it'll fall to the ground. I mean, if you want to make a ruckus.
The point is, I use spare weapons, rope, everything I can get my hands on, and basically just make it so if anything does come in, trying to get either me or Alauneari, I will wake up and know. Also, it'll probably make enough sound to wake Alauneari up, hopefully.
Alauneari will, as usual, go in at midnight. She will do her prayers and her praising of Garrus.
Yes. dread ritual, no doubt.
The dark hour.
Full of horrific propitiations and subjugations.
Yes.
That might,
I hope it didn't involve a cup of dwarven blood, because that didn't happen.
No, I know.
Fantastic.
Her brother will have his, he likes to have these little fits of rebellion sometimes.
He always comes back to Sister Alauneari, doesn't he?
But I will say he did consider doing it. But, he said nuts to that. As Jonas can attest to.
Yes, there was copious writing and rolls and everything. Madness. Alright, so you sleep. A dark and fitful sleep.
Yeah.
And the night passes without any incident as far as you are aware.
Okay, great.
Ominous.
And morning comes, as much as there is a morning in the Underdark.
Well, sleeping and doing everything.
Yeah, there is a cycle. There's a sleeping cycle. So I think here we will take a 5-minute break, and take some air, visit the toilet, or discuss what we want to do next, or where we want to go next. And I will be back in 5 minutes.
Understood, DM.
Sure. It's much better now that I'm channeling back.
Your 7 uses, you're safe.
Yeah.
Not under so much strain and pressure anymore.
And the shielding and the healing and everything. Oof. Much better.
I still don't know what to think about the sergeant. Out of character it is. I can't tell if he's just a boring character or a really good character.
He's probably like some sort of exile that'll come up in book 3 or something. And Jonas probably doesn't know much yet. So,
I did love the
revealing too
situation where, after we take the hall, Manaki and I had that moment, like, suddenly the sergeant approaches, like, this is it!
Yeah, alright.
We're all dead.
I saw the whisper.
Oh.
So, great work. Now I think we'll take it from here. Gods!
Exactly.
Oh, that's the thing, right? He didn't do that. He had ample time to get every single guard on his side, right?
Yeah, maybe he's just really, really good and really, really careful.
But like he could order them to just kill us there. We were like pretty low on resources, and
Still not convinced.
be like, guard, kill them, just kill them all, and they would have done it, and we would have died, and then he would have gone back with the slaves and the marble and whatever he wanted, and been richly rewarded. So yeah, I don't think.
Zyn is
costly,
completely
though.
paranoid at this point.
Like, what's the? You aren't that hard to assassinate. Let's be honest.
Yeah, we're just level 1 characters, and it seems like everyone we fight has 2 to 3 times more hit points than us.
So, like, if Alauneari fell, like 20 feet, you'll die. So, you can like be a guard and walk up to her and like push her over.
No, she's like leaning over, like observing her new realm, and whoop!
Yeah. There we go. That's it. Dealt with. But then again, we're an assassin, but of course have to deal with us. They're probably doing that.
No, I was reasoning it out in the notepad. I definitely don't think Sergeant Turlin, either, he's the most committed, most, solo guy ever, or, I'm pretty damn sure he's just a red herring. But it is him, I wouldn't be surprised, because anything could happen.
Yeah, so I guess the obvious next thing to do is find out who this goddamn assassin is, but we don't really have any obvious way of doing that. Like, we can wait until they do something, but I mean, they we're drow, right? We have forever.
Would rather be proactive than reactive, you know?
Yeah. But how exactly?
We'd lure him into a trap by exposing someone so important to incredible vulnerability.
Alauneari will be dancing around alone in the Lord's Hall.
Yeah.
She must be left alone completely with no allies. Also, the rest of the lords have mysteriously vanished and are nowhere to be found. Yeah. I mean, baiting them out might be. We can find a way to do it.
Well, we need to have at least some assumption as to who it might be. If it's not the sergeant, it might be one of the officers. If it's not one of the officers, it
if
might be
there's going to be
anyone.
implanted assassin, he would have most likely acted as just some guy. Right?
Responsibility.
that would
He's
be a
just
really
some
good
guy
strategy.
who just vanishes during the battle and people assume he's dead.
It would be a
And
really
now
good
he
strategy,
is
just
dead.
pretending to be an assassin so openly that nobody would believe that you actually are one.
If there was a guy with like black cloak and ripped cloak, like and poison in his belt and such, I think we'd probably guess that guy. Except if Jonas just like, well, you didn't ask if you didn't look for someone who was assassin.
To be fair, I think every single one of these bastards has like doses of poison. It's kind of a drow thing, you know.
Probably. We're the only ones who didn't. Well, at least Alauneari
See,
hasn't got poison.
we're the only ones who don't have poison because it's so goddamn expensive to buy.
How much time do you think we
Goddamn
have to
NPCs.
spend
They're
finding the assassin?
buying all these one-use items. You know, I don't know. It depends on how we want to bait the assassin out.
If it's like days, it might be complicated, but if we have more time to like try to find stuff out.
We're not really on any kind of schedule,
remember,
right?
this is a sandbox. We have as much time as we want.
We're fine here. At some point, like a 10th level dwarven party is going to come here.
And we're
that's
still
gonna
looking for the assassin, yes.
Looking for the
Sure.
mithril printing press, yes.
We wait 100 years. Yeah.
I will say that like time passes, things happen in the Abasathir. Even if you don't do things, there are other things going on.
Well, at the rate we are playing right now, we have like 1 day a session. Not even 1 day. We had like half a day this session.
Well,
not that that's a bad thing to be honest. Quite a lot happened.
It is certainly up to you how you want to pace this. I'm just saying that things happen
Things happen.
in this place.